Thanks for joining me today, and welcome to the sandwich generation, where you and I are stuck in the middle of our kids and grandkids versus our parents and our grandparents, and we're just here trying to figure it all out. Today, I want to talk to you about something kind of painful and serious. I want to talk about if your loved one has dementia and you've become the target of their anger. So with dementia, there's an extra ugly part of it that can mean that the person with dementia is targeting someone who's taking care of them. It's usually the person who's the direct caregiver, but it's almost always the one who is in their face the most. The one they see the most is usually who they wind up targeting. And it's odd when it's you. It happened to me with my husband. It was the strangest thing because he was the sweetest, most delightful, loving person in the world. And all of a sudden, he was just, and nobody wants that. So I just want you to know that that's a normal thing. Now, when I say it's normal for someone with dementia to target someone they love, I don't mean normal like, hey, it's all okay. All I'm saying is, in dementia, that is a very common thing that happens, and it happens a lot to a lot of people. And what that can look like is, let's say that you're going over to mom's house every day in the morning and you're getting her up and dressed. Well, all of a sudden, you can't get her dressed anymore because she's fighting with you because you're wrong, because you're doing everything wrong. And that's a problem for her. I've also heard the other side of that targeting, where a little old lady deep in her 90s, little tiny lady, had her bathrobe wrapped around her, and her son walked in the door, and when he did, she pulled out a giant butcher knife and tried to stab him. Those things do happen. Crazy, crazy stuff that you cannot even imagine happens. And I've heard what I think is all the stories, and then one of you calls me and gives me another one. So I want you to know that while it's normal for them, it's normal, it is not normal for us. And for someone who has a brain that's not affected by that, it's very painful. So let's say that you're the son and you're trying to work with your dad on something, and you used to do these things together as a team, and all of a sudden you'll say, okay, Dad, let's move this over here. And Dad turns around and starts yelling at you and saying, we're not putting that over there. That's not where it goes. You are the dumbest person on earth. How stupid can you be? It goes over here. Now, you as the child know that that is completely inaccurate, that it does go here. And a lot of times you'll see in dementia them saying and doing things like that, like defending and saying the opposite, because they can't grasp it in their mind. You know, that thing that you used to be able to go step by step and do, the person with dementia can't necessarily connect those steps. And so one of the natural defense mechanisms for that is to turn it around on you. So like, let's say that you went to the doctor this morning with your mom, and you know what has been going on with mom, and you're ready to talk to the doctor about it. But instead, when you get there, your mother talks to the doctor and says, she hasn't fed me in 3 weeks. You've got to call the police. She's trying to kill me. She's not feeding me. She's starving me out. Call the police. Get me out of here. She's doing all these things. And again, as the child without the impaired brain, you hear that and you're thinking, my God, this is my mother. Why would she say that? Why would she say those horrible things? And why does she believe them? Why is she telling these people these things? We just came in for a checkup. We were just going to talk about her meds and, seeing if they could maybe work on this little heart issue over here, and instead I walk into this. How does that happen? Again, their brain is not playing right with them. Their brain is telling them that you're starving them, even though in the real world that's not happening. And who knows what makes a brain say those things, but they do. And it is so hard as the direct caregiver, as the son or daughter or spouse, it is heartbreaking to hear someone that you grew up with, someone who you married 50 years ago, someone who changed your diapers and raised you and was the sweetest, kindest person in the world, and now they're attacking you. That is so hard to hear. How do you keep it together through all that? It's just a really tough thing to do. And so I just wanted to bring this out here. I wanted to talk to you guys about this and let you know that you are not alone. You are not going crazy. This is normal for dementia. It is not at all normal in our world where we have brains that work. Find a way for your brain to hear and understand that that is not your mother talking to you that way. That is not your husband holding a gun at you who's never hurt anything in his life. Those things aren't their normal selves. They are ravaged with a horrible disease. If they had COPD, it's really obvious because they can't breathe and you're looking for their oxygen. But with all this mental stuff going on, and they're looking at you and they seem so normal and they have these little glimmers of normal here and there, it's just mind-boggling. An effective way that you can put that little bit of professional distance between you and them to kind of break up some of the crazy is you can move them to senior living. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong. Don't let anyone tell you who has not walked in your shoes that you should be keeping your husband at home because he's your husband. Don't even hear that. You're not going to move someone out of their home. Your mother, your husband, whatever. You're not going to move someone out just on a whim. You're not going to move them out because they're acting funny. I wasn't looking to move my husband out when he constantly lost his keys and they were in the dishwasher. That's not what we're talking about here. And you know that. If you're hearing this in your gut, you know. So give us a call. Let me help you. Talk it through with me because you need someone on your side and you need someone to help you disrupt the crazy that's going on and somehow get you a piece of your husband or your parent back so that you can go back to a more right relationship like you used to have. And that's going to be tough with dementia, but it's a great way to do it. Let the professionals handle that stuff so that you can handle the loving on them. And I'm so sorry you're hurting. And you know what? I'm sorry you don't like the food. Let's work on that together. You can do this. Give me a call. We can work on this together. Take a breath. Let's think it through. Thanks for watching.